You are sitting on his chest. His face is beaten. He tells you, get off of him, get off of him. Pulls you off of him, roll off the bed, fall on your face. And that's where the nose and the lip get busted.
Shockingly, the accused, who is caught red-handed while savagely beating his victim with his bare hands, is Oklahoma Detective Michael Neely. Detective Neely was once hailed for chasing criminals and cracking tough cases, but now, surprisingly, he claims he doesn't even remember what he did.
Okay, homicide, who is dead?
And the answer is his police chief, Lucky Miller. It may sound unreal, but Michael Neely is caught red-handed beating his police chief and longtime friend, Lucky Miller. And this is just the beginning of a very twisted interrogation where Detective Neely thinks he can toy with his fellow detectives.
I'll continue to talk. I'd like to know what happened. I mean, if you'll tell me what happened, that'd be great, you know.
By November 2019, Oklahoma Police Detective Michael Neely has spent over a decade questioning suspects from the very chair he now found himself in. On November 10, 2019, he and his police chief, Lucky Miller, had traveled to Pensacola, Florida to attend a law enforcement conference. During their stay at a hotel, the staff received several noise complaints coming from the room the two officers were sharing. When security entered the room, they ran into a completely unexpected scene. The cold body of Lucky Miller lying on the floor, and Michael sitting on him, pounding his chest. Detective Michael Neely was immediately brought in for questioning. As the interrogation unfolded, he began to draw on his years of experience, attempting to outmaneuver the very detectives now questioning him, using the same tactics he once relied on to break suspects himself.
So tell me, Mike, you guys flew out of Tulsa?
Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City, okay. Into Pensacola?
Yep.
Was it a direct flight?
Nope.
All right. Where'd you guys stop? Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a long layover or just a...
Short, pretty short.
So from Houston to Pensacola?
Yep.
What time did you guys get in?
I don't even remember. The afternoon sometime.
Okay. Did you guys get to run a car?
Yes.
Okay. Enterprise or?
I think it was Enterprise.
Okay. All right, and then from there?
We got to the hotel and that's it.
You got to the hotel. Did you guys make any stops anywhere? Or?
Nope.
Any problems or anything going on, like crowd, just a normal dinner or what?
It's normal.
Any drinks there or just dining with?
A couple beers. And
I guess from where Krabs is to the hotel, just walked.
yeah, it's not very far. Yeah, it's just right there.
Was it a early dinner, late dinner, or what?
Very early. It was, I don't even think it was dark yet.
All right. And then tell me what you guys did once you got back to the hotel.
That's about it. Just watched a football game.
Any particular team or just football in general?
That was a Dallas game starting. Dallas and somebody, I don't remember who.
All right.
Surprisingly, Michael appears remarkably at ease as he recounts the final hours spent with his close friend and colleague, Lucky Miller. On the surface, it sounds like the two shared a strong bond, but beneath Michael's calm demeanor lies something he's desperately trying to hide. And detectives Martinez and Tatum are working on desperately piecing it all together. So far, the detectives have kept one crucial detail from Michael. It's that Lucky Miller is no longer alive, but Michael is about to ask an odd, unsettling question, and they have no choice but to tell him the truth.
Do you remember hotel staff or hotel employee coming up and telling you guys to keep it down?
I don't remember that.
So what is the last thing you remember as far as that evening until the football game?
Well, I mean, I know you're asking me questions, but can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Okay, homicide. Who is dead?
He's dead.
Dead.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So we're trying to figure out what happened.
I guess I probably don't have anything else to say then. I've got nothing to say to you.
All right, sir.
Okay.
Michael's demeanor shifts instantly the moment Detective Martinez breaks the news of Lucky Miller's tragic death. Up until that point, he had been cooperative, sticking to his story without hesitation. But the second he hears about the chief's death, he goes completely silent. As a seasoned detective, Michael knows exactly how the game is played, fully aware of the strategies his fellow officers might use to corner him. As such, he chooses to remain silent rather than risking letting any incriminating statements slip out. Now, it's time to see whether he holds his ground or uses another legal right like a cheat code to dodge the fallout.
Did you advise him what he was charged with?
No, Michael, you've been charged with second-degree murder.
Okay. I had no idea what I was being charged with.
Yeah, you're being charged with second-degree murder, and you're fixing to be booked in the Escambia County Jail with no bond. And we've already notified your wife.
Okay.
And
The victim,
yes.
I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay.
And we've notified the department
Okay.
and the task force head.
Okay.
You have any questions for us?
I mean, I've got 1,000 of them, but I mean, it really doesn't make it.
Well, I mean, sure it does. I mean, if you want to talk, we'll sit here and listen to you talk. I mean, we'd love to know what the heck happened. But I mean, that's up to you. I mean, we'll answer your questions, in return. So
I would love to know what happened too.
Well, I mean, do you want to continue to talk to us? If you do, then I mean, we'll tell you what happened.
I mean, I would love. I would like to know what happened. Because I'm telling you, I don't have any memory of any of this shit, and I'm shocked that it's dead. I mean, it's shocking. Tell you that. Maybe it could jog my memory. I have no idea. I don't know.
Do you want to continue talking to us?
Yeah, I mean, I'll continue to talk. I'd like to know what happened. I mean, if you'll tell me what happened? That'd be great.
Okay. Well, we'll continue this interview with you. It's like I'm trying to get you to figure out what's the last thing you remember.
Mm-hmm.
And if the last thing you remember was watching football, do you remember drinking?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you drinking the vodka?
Yeah, I drank some vodka. Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to figure out if you stopped anywhere, because there was a bottle of vodka in the refrigerator. So,
okay.
Like I said, we've all flown on airplanes, and we know you can't carry.
Yeah, that was before dinner. I think that was either before dinner or right after dinner. Bought that vodka. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Because I know being out there's that liquor store right, probably to the front and to the right of, the hotel.
Yep.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the first call came a little bit after 6, I believe. One of the guys that was in the room next to you didn't say you guys were arguing, just being loud, just laughing, yelling. Probably maintenance or security came up, knocked on your door, answered it. The guy said, "Can you guys keep it down? We got a noise complaint." He said, "Fine, we'll keep it down."
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the next noise complaint came out about 9 minutes till 10 in the evening. This one was from the other neighbor because the one beside you, the first complainant, they moved his room because you guys were continuing just to be loud. Nothing out of sorts, just being loud. This time he can't get anybody to come to the door. All he hears, he's knocking. He hears just grumbling, grunting. Uses his car to get in. Walks in, and you remember the room layout. There's 2 queen beds. He is on the ground between the bed and the wall. You are sitting on his chest. His face is beaten, and he tells you, get off of him, get off of him. Pulls you off of him. You go on the bed, roll off the bed, fall on your face, and that's where the nose and the lip get busted and unresponsive.
Okay.
The statement that was given by the second noise complaint could hear a male saying, Mike, stop, and then it just went quiet.
Before dinner, Detective Neely and Chief Miller bought vodka from a liquor store beside the hotel. They settled into their room, enjoying dinner and drinks while watching their favorite game. The first noise complaint came from the neighboring room shortly after 6 p.m. When security arrived, Neely opened the door, and the guards simply warned them to keep the noise down. However, around 9 minutes before 10 o'clock, another complaint came from a different neighbor. This time, when the security personnel knocked, all he could hear were the sounds of grunts coming from inside. Growing suspicious, he used his keycard to enter and walked straight into a scene he never expected. One man was sitting on the chest of another, pounding his fist into him with brutal force.
Dead? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, sir, he's dead. He was found dead between his bed and the wall. And his face was, his right eye was pretty much swollen shut.
Does any of that jog your memory, Mike?
No, it doesn't.
Did you have any kind of animosity or anything like that towards?
Not at all. No.
Have you ever had a violent outburst or anything like that before when you were drinking?
No.
Anybody ever told you that you got violent when you drank?
No. Yeah, I can't believe it.
There's a lot of people, like I said, commander down in your unit said you guys were practically brothers.
Yes.
You were too.
Huh.
Michael responds to every question with a low hum, offering no clear answers. It's evident he understands the severity of the situation he's in, yet he refuses to confirm or deny anything the detectives are presenting. Whether it's the lingering effects of alcohol or the shock finally setting in, his silence speaks volumes. Still, the detectives aren't backing off. They're prepared to press harder, determined to connect the dots and uncover the truth behind this shocking and unexpected murder.
Do you have any questions for us, Mike?
It's just unbelievable.
Did you make any phone calls? I mean,
I called my wife, earlier in the night. It's man, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Why do you say that?
I got no problem. I I can't believe what you're telling me. It has happened. I can't believe it. Wow.
Well, this sucks for us just as much as it does for you. I mean, having to arrest a fellow officer, you know, for something like this.
Is dead. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Huh. And from what? What's he dead from?
Well, right now, like I said, we don't know until we have the autopsy.
Right. I mean, because I'm feeling my hands. My hands don't feel anything. You know, what's he dead from? I don't understand.
I mean, it appears that he's been beat to death by all indicators that we have at this time that we, you know, that we can physically see. It gives the appearance that he's beat to death. His head is very swollen, like we said. His right eye is completely shut, and as he laid there, you know, as time was going on, as we were getting the search warrants and everything together that we needed to do, bruises were starting to show up even more. I mean, you can't think of anything that would have triggered you to jump on?
Nothing. I mean, it's nothing.
Something happened at some point in time that triggered a reaction from you, and that's what we're just trying to figure out ourselves. I mean, you know, we find out that you guys are down here for a damn homicide and crime scene class.
Yeah.
Sent down here by, and then this mess happens this morning or last night. It just throws all of us for a loop. It throws all your bosses and everything, your partners and everything else for a loop.
Yep. Got no problem. I don't. It's just unbelievable. I can't. I don't know.
At what point in the game do you remember?
And we went out to eat.
Was the game playing when y'all left to go out to eat?
No, we came back. It was a Dallas game. I don't even know what time it started. He kept wanting to go out. I just kept telling him I don't want to go out. You know, it's a bad idea. We shouldn't go out.
Where was he wanting to go?
In the bar. I don't know, nowhere specific, you know.
Michael gradually begins to open up, hinting to the detectives that an argument had taken place that night, though it was far from intense. One fact stands indisputably. Both Michael Neely and Lucky Miller were heavily intoxicated, and they were drinking throughout the evening, starting with vodka before dinner and continuing for hours. But was it enough to erase Neely's memory of the attack or the events leading up to it? Since Michael refuses to acknowledge that their small disagreement may have escalated into a violent brawl, the detectives are left to rely on witness statements and physical evidence to build their theory and piece together what truly happened in that hotel room.
Did he keep on about it and you got upset about that?
Well, he kept on about it, but I don't remember getting upset about it. You know, he kept on about it. It's like, it seemed later than it was, you know, it seemed late.
See, as time changed, man, it messes everything up. It gets darker a whole lot quicker, and it does. It seems later than it is.
Yep. He kept wanting to go out. Let's go to the bar. When you go to the bar, I said, that's a bad idea. We shouldn't, let's not do that. I mean, I wasn't pissed off at him, for God's sakes. Huh.
Now, I remember you said that he got the bottle of vodka. Were you guys both drinking vodka, or just?
Yeah, I drank vodka with him, you know.
Because that way it'll be something the ME's office will need to know, especially when we do the toxicology.
I can't, it's unbelievable. I just cannot believe, I can't believe it.
The detectives are clearly growing frustrated. After all, they're doing most of the talking while the actual suspect, Michael, remains tight-lipped. His lack of cooperation throughout the investigation is becoming a serious obstacle. As a detective himself, Michael should understand that being transparent and owning up to his actions could work in his favor when facing a jury. But instead of coming clean, he continues to dodge their questions. And just when the detectives think they're making progress, Michael throws an unexpected curveball, setting up yet another roadblock in an already difficult case.
And I think you had 2 phones. There was a Samsung in your backpack. And there's one on the bed.
Yep, I had 2 phones. Yeah.
Those password protected.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the password for those?
I'm not going to give you consent to search anything until I speak with a lawyer and all that stuff.
Well, that's why I'm not asking for consent. We're just doing the search warrant on it, but it makes it easier with the password.
Yeah, I won't give you that.
Like I said, right now where we stand is with the little bit of details you gave us was just filling in some of those guys with video. You know, you guys come in the lobby putting together a timeline.
Mm-hmm.
What time you guys were at Crab, what time you guys were at the liquor store. Because I don't think we found any receipts. Jeans, I think, was he wearing jeans or were you wearing jeans?
I don't know. I don't think he was wearing jeans. I don't know.
Because there was a pair of jeans. I guess there must have been yours right next to the backpack. Has a little key fob. Looks like for a Tahoe or a Chevy.
Yeah. I cannot believe dead is what you're telling me. I can't believe it. Wow.
When you with him and you being around him most of the time, do you know if he had any medical history, anything that he didn't tell his wife about, or?
Some more of high blood pressure. She knew about that.
I don't know what else he can tell you. Other than, like I said, anything else?
You got any questions for us, Mike, before we get you across the street?
No, I guess I'm getting booked into jail, and
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep, we're going to get you booked in the jail and put in special housing over there so that you're not back there with the heads and stuff.
right.
And protective custody. You're not wanting to harm yourself or anything, are you?
No,
Okay. Do you have any kind of medical issues?
not that I'm aware of.
Okay. You don't take any kind of, well, you take asthma medication, right?
Yeah, I've got some inhalers.
Is that something that you have to have every day?
No, it's as needed. Usually, yeah, I take the one usually every day, but it's not. I don't know if it's doing any good or not. But one of them that I need sometimes.
Well, just make sure that you tell them that over there when that nurse is talking with you.
Mm-hmm.
That you tell them all that so that they can get that stuff for you.
I just, I can't. I just can't believe it. It's unbelievable.
Well, that's what we're just trying to figure out. You know, I mean, things happen. Bad things happen.
Yep.
sometimes, and there is no excuse for it, no reason why. We don't know. It's a moment in time where I guess you don't realize what's going on.
Dang.
All right. Well, we'll get you across the street. Do us a favor, raise your right hand. Swear everything you told us is the truth to the best of your knowledge.
Yes, sir.
Keep that card right there. If after a day or so things start coming to you about what's going on, you reach out to us and we'll come back over and get you, bring you back over and talk with you some more if you want to.
Yeah.
Being today is a holiday, I don't think you're going to see the judge before tomorrow morning.
Right.
Okay?
Will I get to use the phone at some point?
Yes, sir. Once they get you processed through and everything over there, they'll explain all that to you and how that works. Okay?
Yep.
Michael suddenly takes a bold step. He invokes his right to have a lawyer and refuses to give consent for a phone search without a warrant. All along, he's tried to present himself as an innocent bystander, claiming he barely remembers what happened that night, or even who died. All of this could be his act, and maybe he remembers far more than he's letting on, and deep down, the guilt is eating him. In the end, Michael chose to head to the jailhouse without any resistance, but one haunting question still hangs in the air. Why would a respected detective who spent over a decade serving the force end up killing his own chief, a man who was more like a brother than a boss?
A guest in 529 had a noise complaint. After they made a noise complaint, they came down and said it all of a sudden went silent. We don't hear anything. And so I went up to the room and I knocked on the door, 527, announced myself as maintenance security, and all I got was a grunt in return. Knocked on the door one more time, announced myself again. All I got was a grunt in return. Third time, knock, grunt, and then I called on the radio down to the front desk and told them I'm going into the room. I'm not getting anybody to come to the door, and all I'm hearing is a grunting noise. They said, okay, you're authorized to go in. I went, opened the door, announced myself. I could not see anybody other than someone's feet on the floor between the bed and the wall. I walked in further, saw one gentleman sitting on top of the other gentleman, and I told him he needed to get up, and all he would do was grunt. I observed some blood on the sheets. He was sitting on top of the gentleman. I told him to get up. All he did was grunt, and I said, okay. Observed some blood on the sheets. And I asked him one more time, get up off the gentleman. The gentleman that was laying on the floor, I kind of noticing him, if any movement on his chest was happening. I didn't notice any. So then I called down to the front desk on my radio and said, call for the deputies. And I asked the gentleman to get up off the other one. All he did was grunt again. This whole time his eyes were just barely open and closing.
Okay. When you say his eyes were barely open, are we talking the guy on the ground or the one that was on his chest?
The one that was on his chest.
Okay.
I couldn't see the gentleman's face on the ground. My third time asking him to get up, he did not. He grunted. I got up on the bed, grabbed the gentleman grabbed him by the arm up near the shoulder, pulled him off to have him fall on the bed, and I noticed the gentleman on the floor, his face was discolored, and then I called on the radio, call for the ambulance, the rescue squad. The gentleman that was sitting on him, I then realized he's on the floor, face first in the carpet, and I didn't do any more until, other than going to the door and just observing the one on the floor staying still.
Although all the evidence, including the security guard's statement, pointed against Neely and led to his conviction, some people still believe that a respected detective like Michael Neely could never commit such a heinous crime, since Neely never admitted to remembering any altercation with his chief, and his fist showed no bruises that should have been there after such a violent assault. Rumors continue to circulate that he was falsely accused of his police chief's murder. However, Michael Neely was charged with second-degree murder following an alleged drunken brawl that led to the death of Chief Lucky Miller at the Hilton Hotel on Pensacola Beach. Eventually, he was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison.